Warwick Junction is in the heart of Durban, a bustling hub of traders and commuters. The early morning market has been operating on these streets for over 100 years. It's a part of Durban that reflects a true African city. But in the lead up to the 2010 World Cup, livelihoods were threatened as plans emerged to replace the market with a glitzy mall. The traders banded together to fight the city for this historic space and for their livelihoods. Govender was one of them.
Hello, Manny.
Hello.
Lovely to meet you.
Yes.
This is the most wonderful place.
Yeah, it is a wonderful place.
I like your sign.
That is when we had our struggle.
You've been here for 3 generations.
I'm the third one.
Grandmother, mother, and you.
Yes.
It's full of history and tradition.
Full of history, yes. It is a historical place. Lot of stories, lot of people, lot of things to see.
Yeah, and it's the same for so many people here who've been here
yes, all of them are generation after generation.
Indian market gardeners who formerly worked as indentured labourers on Natal's sugar plantations were the first people to trade in the area, and the early morning market was formally established in the early 1930s.
Historically, trading in the Durban area, street trading, which later became squatter markets, has been around for since about 1875. The trading in Victoria Street, the other part across the railway line, and here is just over 100 years, 104 years now. And on the 99th year of trading in the Victoria Street area, you had the threat of demolition. That was straight, pure and simple, a land grab. This has become prime property, and property developers that have cast their eyes on this site.
The history of the early morning market gardeners is one of struggle. They were only allowed to sell their produce after white traders had finished selling theirs, and they were also ordered to sell at lower prices.
This is very typical of a South Indian scene where market gardeners take their wares to a central spot and squat in those areas to sell their produce. Between 1910, you had about 2,000 market gardeners squatting in the Victoria Street. If you could picture that scene, you've got night after night people setting up, coming in by ox wagon and donkey wagons, setting up their stalls in order to start trade very early in the morning.
Manny, what's the history of your family and the market?
My grandfather was a farmer, so my father followed his steps. And my mother was one of the first Indian women to take out the driver's license and drive her fresh produce to the market. I was one of the green finger. My father, the first seed he sows in the ground, he used to call me to throw the fresh seed in the ground because I was his lucky charm. We joined them in the farm, going to the market. That's how it became like people who know much about vegetables.
The traders desperately needed a secure, formally sanctioned trading space to continue earning their living. The market supported entire families just like Govender's.
During that time, there were several upheavals about the need to have a building, to have a structure so that the squatters could be safe from the elements. And it took a lot of coaxing because the town council then, which was a colonial administration, was hell-bent on getting rid of the traders.
With the establishment of the early morning market, stallholders could trade safely and businesses began to thrive. Today, over 600 stallholders and thousands of street traders trade there. The market's closure would be an affront to their livelihoods.
So, Manny, every stall here has a story.
Yes, every stall has a story. Each of the stall people, they come in the morning, they set the goods, they're ready for the business. This is Chantal, my friend.
Hello, how are you?
Very well. She's the 3rd generation. There is Chantal's daughter, looks like it's going to be the 4th generation.
How are you? It's good to meet you. So tell me about your involvement with the market. I mean, you came here first?
Yes, I came here first. And those days was 3 penny table. Those days. We all used to bring from the farm stuff and sell over here. And those days, we must come with a horse and cart. We should bring inside in some way.
The first day when we go to the market, my father will have a bowl of change. Everything was cheap. It was 1 rand, 2 rand, 50 cents. So we have to add it up, give the change, and so we got quite used to that. And he'll ask us, count the bunches, count the bags, count the bundles. I feel proud about them because, no one, we didn't have to go to any universities to learn what we are doing. They got it into us.
Even though she had dreams of becoming a secretary, Mani had to leave school in Standard 7 to work with her parents at the market. It was here that she met her husband-to-be. His family had also traded at the market for generations.
There's a love story that happened at the market.
See, at the age of 15, when I was at the market, Mr. G was behind me selling. And I used to turn, look at him, smile. Then eventually it grew stronger and stronger. He went and told his mom and dad that, you know what, this is a girl I like.
Mani continued working at the market with her husband. The couple had 4 children and were now running their own business to support the family.
She's a very responsible and hard-working woman. She's good, humble, house-caring, providing for families, entertaining people.
What has the market allowed you to give to your children?
All 4 of them went to university, and I've got a house where I have to pay and see to. I've got the needs for what a woman needs. And the market has given that to me.
But then, without warning, the market was threatened with demolition to make way for the proposed mall. The workplace Mani Govender had always known was under threat.
So the market was fine and it was busy and it's in the center of the CBD. And everybody, where you going? Going to the market. And ask the taxis, where you going? Going to the market. The buses are going to the market. Then all of a sudden now, in February, they tell us the market is closing. And you know, I had shivers going down my body. I'm saying, oh my God, what is this? So I said, how can I live now? If they take away our livelihood, what are we going to do? How can we live?
The early morning market is a 76-year-old grand lady of Durban, surviving the tribulations of colonialism and apartheid. In 2010, more than 600 formal traders and thousands of street traders learned that it was to be demolished to make way for a mall.
You see, when the 2010 World Cup came up, they said they are cleaning the streets, clearing and cleaning. But that was the streets and around the CBD area. When the chairman of the association went further into all this, then he realized that no, they want us out, they're not cleaning, they want us out.
Why would they want to close it?
They close it to put up a mall.
The municipality gave us the impression the need to pedestrianize this area, to make it a safer, world-class city, to move the taxis out of these areas, to generally spruce it up in a way that would be acceptable to the international community. And we said, by all means, upgrade this market, secure the livelihood of a non-racial working community here. But we said that didn't have to come at the cost of demolishing an heritage site.
So there's a history of struggle here, but eventually the market was settled and people were here for decades and decades and decades, and then things changed in 2009.
Nobody in the market, the community of about 1,500, had heard of it or made any submissions. It came completely as a bolt from the blue in February 2009. Traders were called to a meeting and were addressed by the city manager, Mike Sutcliffe, who then informed them that the market would be demolished in the course of time.
Does the city ever think about the poor? That's what I thought in my mind, and I just drooped. I said, no, what can I do at the age of 53?
The mall development was mooted as a way of taking traders out of a second world economy. The traders agreed with an upgrade, but not at the cost of their livelihoods.
In real economic terms, this market produces much more economic value to the city than any mall could possibly do. Not only have we got 676 stalls here, We have the workers who work for stallholders. We've got about 600 barrow operators. There's quite a huge economic cycle here with a lot of productive trading, which a mall was definitely going to fall short. It was not going to do that.
You're servicing the poor. I mean, these prices are incredibly...
Have a look at the price. You yourself will see. No other market can provide things for 2 rand, 5 rand. You go anywhere else, you're going to pay a lot more.
And you've all put your kids through school, through university. This market is provided for.
Yes, yes. The municipality gave us a place just opposite state agents. They put a marquee. And they said, that's where we must go. How can 600 traders fit in a marquee? That's impossible.
Part of the grand strategy was to reduce the number of persons trading, then to take them into this tent. Now in the Durban heat, in the Durban summer, even in winter, to house a fresh produce market, it's quite a big ask. And then there was a massive propaganda and a media hype coming from City Hall which said that the market had to go. It was unsanitary. It was in a terrible state of disrepair. It was a health hazard. That's when the beginnings of resistance started. People realized that something was afoot and they were not being given the full story.
Money and the traders dug in their heels and, with the support of the street vendors and other civic activists, stood together united, stating their position publicly and defending the potential loss of their heritage and livelihoods.
You were in a position where you were forced to stand up, to fight.
Yes, we were. Because it happened so sudden. So we got to stand up and get together and start our battle. But we are a lot of outside help also, you know.
But it takes courage.
Courage, yes.
Was it something different for you to...
It was totally, I never went into things like this. I'm not that person who takes up a fight. I'm a very timid person. I don't like fighting. I don't like somebody that's very rowdy.
You went from living your life and doing your work to facing this thing.
I changed because of the movement what we are in. I said, no, we've got to win. We've got to stand together.
She had to join other people and put up a hand. We need our market. We have to save it. Because it was her livelihood. That's her business. She had to fight to retain it.
Why was it so important to protect the market?
It's history. It's a monument and a market for everybody, for the community. We, all of us said, what is the 2010 going to do for the poor people? Is it going to give us our daily bread?
So what did you do?
We made placards. We put all over the market, around the market, to save us. Thereafter, we planned a stay-in.
So on the 30th of May, permission was sought to stay in the market because it looked like the closure of the market was a done deal. Because of a sense of nostalgia, these people who have worked together for all these years, generations of traders, decided that they'd want to remember and recall the glories of this market.
We took our bags, we took a little thing to eat. I took my sleeping bag. I said, I'll put it on my stall and I'll sleep there.
I was privileged enough to be here, and I saw firsthand the sense of camaraderie that had existed. I was offered cups of tea and chatting with people. There was song, dance, and under these lights, it was very magical. The camaraderie was rudely shattered at about 7:15 by about 20 policemen barging in, heavily armed with all manner of weapons.
Police came and they removed us, they hit us, they pushed us, they ordered us out. They started shooting, the people were running, they fell, they were kicked and booted. I was angry and I was crying. I said, no, oh my God, what are these people doing to us now? Just for a mall.
I was so frightened in my life. I never had
They hit
things
an
like that.
uncle from the shop. He came and shielded.
They chased everyone out of the markets. Then they started firing without any permission.
Rubber bullets.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So that's how many of them got hurt.
It was a very tough fight. It was very sad. We were all crying, screaming.
They didn't stop until they had carried out their instruction, which was everybody had to be pushed out. They allowed the traders back into the market the following Monday, but that was short-lived. The traders got a rude shock coming into the market on the 12th of June to find that the doors were shut. There was a lockout.
The lockout continued into the next days, the traders staying at the gates while their legal team sought an interdict against the city.
I got ID here, and I got my permit inside the office.
People like Mani were quiet people living their lives, and then they were forced into a position where they took a leap into activism.
Especially during the period of lockout, one saw the resistance of the women, the people like Auntie Mani coming to the fore. There was a whole range of toy-toying, singing, chanting. Yeah, the women forming the front line right at the gates and pleading to get in. On the other side, you've had armed police.
Yeah, so that was a tough time for us to have. We were running, we were shouting.
When there is a problem, we all are like one family. So Mani was there supporting us, helping us, speaking to us, and calming us down.
She spoke up for everyone, whoever was quiet, and she fought. She really did fight for our rights.
And today when we come in the morning, the gates are closed, we are suffering outside. There's over 50 policemen guarding them, not thinking about what's happening to us. I'm so cut up with the municipality. They can treat human like that.
It was heartbreaking at the beginning, but they were getting used to fighting and trying to win and achieve what they want. It was heartbreaking. They spent a night sleeping at the market square also. She had determination that she got to win.
Mani and the men and women of the market stood strong, refusing to move until they were allowed back in. Their solidarity was unshakable.
The good news is the gate is going to open.
When we go in over there, then I say to God, thank you to let us in.
After being locked out of the early morning market in downtown Durban, traders there were allowed to return to work. Despite this, their future was uncertain and the authorities continued to harass them. It was clear that the battle was not yet over.
We still wasn't certain that we are going to be there. The reason is because every time there's something comes up, because we used to get the Metro cop coming, show me your permit, show me this, show me your permit. If you don't have it, down goes your produce.
Even prior to the lockout, the administrative harassment started. The market manager, accompanied by the police, were going around identifying stalls that they considered to be illegal. So they moved about with a spray can, and if they saw this stall was unoccupied, they put a big mark on it and nobody could get in there.
In the peak hour, the morning hour is the peakest hour for us. You get the Metro coming, bunch, by gangs will come. Show me your permit, otherwise your stall is closed. If the officials are not in the office, you gotta wait.
Legally, the municipality didn't have the right to throw people out of the market. They would have liked the trading operations here to have been a history as of 30th of May. But the law, unfortunately, was not totally on their side, and they had to follow process.
Mani Govender had taken a big leap of faith from being a quiet market trader to becoming an impassioned activist, fighting for a livelihood alongside her fellow traders. And through it all, her faith was her constant companion. How did your faith help you through this?
I just said to my ancestors that save the market. This is y'all's markets. And also we did a lot of prayer. We formed huge groups. We prayed and prayed and prayed just to fight our victory. Every time there was a court hearing, first thing we did our prayer in the market. We prayed, we said, Lord Ganesha, please open the obstacles for us. Give us what we want. And all we ask is our daily bread. Please open the way and change the mind of the municipalities.
The sustained public outcry in opposition to the destruction of the iconic early morning market and the forced relocation of traders has resulted in the market and people like money continuing to trade, serving the poor and providing an honest living for themselves.
What's it like for you to walk through here after what has happened? You know, there's no mall. I mean, the fight has borne fruit.
It's great satisfaction that we still have a trading operation. This would have been history because we had been told and threatened over and over again in the media. It looked very remote that we would come back. So great satisfaction. It's a victory for the community of the market. It's a victory for Auntie Money. It's a victory for her sisters and her brothers who have struggled day in and day out, starting the day very early in the morning and getting home in the evening to prepare for the morrow.
What do you want to happen with the market? I mean, if you could have your wish.
All they have to do is just renovate, make it look nice, let the tourists come, enjoy.
We would like this market to be upgraded. The market community would like the municipality to recognize this market as being a heritage site, to grant it monument status, and to protect it. I think we have learnt, we are stronger, and we will continue the fight. I think the beauty and the dynamics of the struggle here was that this was a truly non-racial struggle. Everybody fought together as a single unit, that they've understood that their destinies, their fortunes and misfortunes are tied up in something that has been built up. We have all learned, including the women, Auntie Money, and a whole range of people have become strengthened. We know what it is to put up a fight.
Now I feel free and happy. I think it was great. We stood and we won. That was our victory. We took a step forward with all the women over there, and we did win it. We didn't take the jump. We stayed in, and we're standing where we are today.